designations, like I am a doctor, I am a lawyer. Oh, you're not ready, sorry.
Yeah,
I was looking down.
No, I'm listening.
No, okay.
Sorry.
When they've given up their material designations and they're serving the Lord with all their senses, then they're doing bhakti.
当他们放弃了所有的物质的地位的时候呢，他们就来到主的莲花柱里边，就开启奉爱了。放弃所有物质的愿望的时候。
And sometimes it seems externally that one's consciousness may be very pure.
有时候看作一个人的一个奉献者的知觉好像很纯粹的。
But actually, impurities may still be remaining there in the heart, in the back.
可能在背后是在内心里边，可能有些不纯粹的东西。
And Srila Maharaj, he gives this example frequently. He says there was a person who visited the temple, and he came in front of Thakurji.
他就举例子，很多时候都举例一些例子。好像有一次有一个 ，is a devotee?
Yeah.
奉献者来到Thakurji的面前。
And in front of Thakurji and the deities, he was saying, "Oh, I am very sinful. I'm always engaged in sin. My birth is only because of sin." And he showed such, humility in front of the deities.
所以呢，就他说哦，我是非常堕落的、罪恶的，我做了很多罪恶活动啊。他显得在神上面前很谦卑的。
And there just happened that one pure devotee was nearby listening as this man was speaking before the deities.
这个时候刚好有一个 devotee also 神家师。
Yeah, this is a pure devotee.
有个纯粹的奉献者，在这个神像面前，在听到他的所讲的事情。
And this pure devotee, he could understand that this person who was speaking all of this in front of the Thakurji, that actually he was cheating others by speaking loudly like this.
因为对纯粹奉献者很明白这个奉献者，他其实就是欺骗其他人，因为他说的很大声。
So he called him over. He said, "Hey, Papatma, which means, hey, you sinful one, come."
然后他就叫 Papatma，你这个罪恶的人，来。来。妻子。
来。Yes. And then as he called him like this, that man, he became very angry. Like, why you're calling me sinful person? And he became so much angry.
那个人很生气了，为什么你叫我罪恶的人呢？他很生气了。
This pure devotee, he said, "Oh, but you gave your own introduction in front of the Lord. You introduced yourself like this."
Yes， 他说你自己这样笑，你自己在这个主人面前，你这样说你自己的吗
You were lying?
你是说谎吗？你不是吗？
So, that person, he didn't have full conviction that the deity form is actually the Lord, that the Lord is residing in the deity form.
他根本就不知道只是在神像里边呢。
And he actually his only conviction was that, oh, this Thakurji is made of metal and stone, and whatever I say in front of him, what's the problem?
他就是以为就是。
He didn't say, but that's what Mahaprabhu translated.
他就是以为他这个是一个铜像啊，他不为这个铜像，所以我讲一些事情，他也。
But devotees see actually that the deity is not made of anything material. Devotees, they see that the deity is not made of anything of the material world.
所以其实奉献者是看这个神像呢，这神像不是普通的，不是铜像来的。
They see actually that this is transcendental Lord.
他看到神像是一个超然的主。
That this is Sakshat Vijindanandan.
就是他
Directly Vijindanandan Krishna.
就是 Krishna.
Yeah, the son of the Vraj.
Raja 的儿子啊，甜美的、快乐的儿子啊，怎么样的？
And who has this pure bhakti? They see like this.
那些有纯粹的奉爱的人就可以看到这些了。
And they won't say anything wrong in front of Thakurji.
纯粹奉献者不会说这些错误的事情，对塔古基来说，不会对塔古基说一些不好的事情，只会说甜美的事情。
So there are so many people wandering here and there and running around in this world.
有很多人呢，在这个世界里边走来走去啦。
And this is why Brahma, creator, was saying,
所以 Brahma 我们的创造主这样说，
we must give up completely all desire of attaining gyan, knowledge, that through all of our senses and our experience.
我们要放弃所有我们的知识啊、知识啊，所有的推销啊，所有的一切物质的事情。
And what should be done?
要做什么呢？
We should become surrendered.
要皈依，
We should pay pranams, but not just paying pranams and obeisances in front of the Lord like this Papatma man
不
was.
是好像这个帕帕玛的人一样去顶拜神，不好像他一样这样顶拜，
That won't do.
这个没有效果。
One actually has to go to a Mahatma, a very elevated soul.
我们要去一个马哈玛，一个很高级的奉献者，一个高价的灵魂。
That just by hearing Harikatha, that won't do.
但是听他的哈利吉他也没有效果。
No. One actually has to hear Harikatha from the lips of a sadhu.
马哈玛是什么 ？What's that? 马哈玛
Oh, Papatma. Papatma, that's
No,
that.
hear the from
Oh,
Maha.
Mahatma means like an elevated soul. Like a great Mahatma, like great
伟
soul.
大的灵魂，Mahama is not sadhu.
Yeah, Mahatma is a sadhu.
But you say listen, okay, but listen Harikatha from Mahama is also not used.
No, you must. This is okay. I'll go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen to Harikatha from the Mahatma.
Yeah, that we can't just come in front of the Lord and just pay our obeisances and think that this is enough.
Yeah, 我们不单只是对主祷告就已经足够了。
This isn't fully going to give us devotion. Just pay our obeisances to Thakurji.
奉爱不是就是对神上顶拜就可以了。
And especially if we come in front of the Lord like that man who was
好像这个人一样，就是
duplicitous in his heart. He had duplicity.
对去跟他说我们心里边的一切就是不够，不是这样的，
That won't help us.
也不会帮助我们的。
So what must we do?
我们应该做什么呢？
We must actually go to a sadhu,
我们应
to
该
a very elevated soul in bhakta, devotee.
我们应该去一个圣人，一个很解脱的灵魂，一个呀，
And we should hear
Bhakta
Harikatha.
从他来哪里听哈利吉他？
But from whom should we hear Harikatha?
从哪个听哈利吉他呢？
We should hear only from the lips of sadhus. Then there's some benefit.
只有从圣人那里听哈利吉他才有帮助。
Otherwise, there's not benefit in hearing Harikatha.
那如果不是就没有帮助了。
And this was very strong points. So everybody remembers this point when
Yeah,
Srila Maharaj
yeah,
made
yeah.
it? Okay, good.
Non-devotee, the snake.
Yes. So he said this was a very strong point. He said
他强调这一点，
all Harikatha is not the same.
所有的哈利吉他不是一样的。
That hearing from the lips of non-devotees will be like poison.
从一些不是奉献者的听哈利吉他是有毒的，
But hearing from a devotee is like milk.
但是听奉献者的哈利吉他就好像牛奶一样，
There's that much difference.
这是很大的不一样。
And Srila Maharaj, he gave this example. He also gives this frequently.
举个例子啊。
Maybe they know, no? This.
Yeah, maybe did they remember this story?
They
Maybe
don't
they,
need to
No.
explain.
The story doesn't. This topic no, but the story not clear.
You didn't.
they didn't
explain?
understand the story.
Yeah.
You
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
didn't understand.
You didn't.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, it's kind of a wild story. So if you're hearing it for
Yeah.
the first time, I think it's like just like
Yeah.
whoa. It's like a wild story.
Yeah.
Really, it
他
is.
举个例子，这故事讲给我们听。
And it really happened. Actually, it really
Oh,
happened.
the snake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the snake. So like, okay, there's I never knew this, but if you have milk and it's touched by the lips of a snake, then the poison from the snake comes into the milk and the milk becomes completely poisonous and contaminated.
他说如果有奶给这蛇毒蛇了的舌头碰过，那些
But I
毒就
spoke before.
就进去那个牛奶
Yeah,
里边。
you've heard this, I'm sure. So then he said there was one time
有一次，
in Srila Bhakti Kamud Shant Goswami Maharaj's temple
那这个庙，那个马哈拉的庙，
in Calcutta
在一个的，
that the brahmacharis had collected milk directly from their cow there from the temple.
他们是从庙的牛里边拿些牛奶的，
They had boiled it fully,
他完全煮了它的，完全煮了，
and they were going to make yogurt from this milk.
对，准备做一些 yogurt
They did make
奶
yogurt.
酪。
But after boiling that milk, a snake had come in and had somehow touched the milk, tried to drink it.
因为他煮完之后有一头蛇，就是想
And nobody
克这些
knew.
没有人知道。
So the next morning, when they just offered the yogurt to Thakurji, then so many brahmacharis, they took this yogurt.
所以呢，第二天他
Prasad
供奉这些牛奶，人家做奶酪的时候，很多的巴马查里都吃了，
And everybody became horribly sick.
连
So
他的
sick.
非常恐怖，
Vomiting,
病
vomiting,
得很
vomiting.
厉害，很严重，
Almost unconscious.
呕吐得很厉害，
No,
差
they
不多
become unconscious. He
Yeah, he
said.
said
Some
many
may
were
become-
many,
Yeah,
but
很多
many
失去
were
知觉。
almost unconscious
有
also.
很多失去记者，
And nobody knew what to do.
没有人知道怎么样做。
And so someone came and said, we must call a doctor.
对，有人说你一定要去叫医生来，
The doctor came.
医生来了，
He gave them all medicine so that they could vomit more and more.
哦，给他一些药，给他们可以呕吐的更多，
And that was getting out all of this poison from
对，
their
就把
body.
这些毒呕出来，吐出来。
Then that doctor, he took a little bit of the vomit from all of the different brahmacharis and he sent it to a laboratory.
他拿呕吐物去化验，
And they found that actually there was this venom poison from a snake that was in that vomit.
就是发现到有蛇的毒在那边，
So they realized that this yogurt had been
所以
touched.
他知道就是这些牛奶就是给蛇碰过了。
So in the same way,
所以一样的，同样，
Harikata,
他给他，
it may be that somebody is speaking very nicely,
可能有一些人说的很漂亮，
Harikata.
很好的，哈利给他，
And it seems even that what they're saying is very pure.
好像他们所说的、所讲的是很，好像是很纯粹。
Even they may be very learned in Shastra, in scripture.
虽然好像他们对经典很熟悉，
But
但是
if this is coming from the lips of someone who is not a devotee,
如果他们不是不是奉献者，
then one should not hear this.
我们不应该听，
Because it may be poison.
因为都可能有毒的。
This is the verdict of Shastra. This is
Yes.
written in Shastra.
这是经典说的，
So same way, like if milk is touched by a snake, we shouldn't drink it.
蛇给牛奶给蛇碰了，这不可以饮用的。
What does it mean that someone's not a devotee?
什么是不是奉献者呢？
They are a Vaishnava. Not devotee means a Vaishnava. Like if you're a Vaishnava, you're a devotee. If you're not a devotee, you're a Vaishnava.
如果你是奉献者，你就是 Vaishnava；如果你不是奉献者，你就是 A Vaishnava。
And that person who's not a devotee, it means that they're not Sharanagati. They're not surrendered.
如果他不是奉献者，因为他没有皈依
Like，
没有 Saranagati，
Like me.
好像我们一样。
So So, but I'm not speaking this Harikatha. This is Srila Bharati Maharaj's
对，
Harikatha.
他是现在不是讲他给他，他是
But-
重说马哈拉所讲的事情。好 ，That's the question we want to ask. What is non-devotee?
Non-devotee. He said
Which
that.
kind of non-devotee?
Yeah. What is meaning
what
of
is
non-devotee?
meaning no- I was also the same question.
Wow. My God.
He said it's. That's what he said. He said a non.
Oh.
An Avaishnava means that they're not Sharanagati.
Non-
They're
No
not surrendered.
Sharanagati.
They're not surrendered.
Non-A Vaishnava. Non-A Vaishnavas. A Vaishnava.
But
Yeah, means
ah,
if you not hear carefully, we doesn't know the meaning. A Vaishnavas means 不是 Vaishnava.
不是我是
Very tricky,
Yeah,
isn't
very
it?
tricky. 很狡猾的这个。
It means that that person hasn't taken real shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord.
他没有真正托背于主的莲花主，没有真正皈依的人，
Not only they haven't taken shelter, but they don't have love. for the
而
Lord.
且他没有爱。
They may be a very great scholar,
他可能是一个很
and
伟
they
大
may
的
be
学
able to
者，
speak so many good words,
可能说的很好的很多很好的说话，
but there's no value in this
但是没有价值啊，价值啊。
if they're not Sharanagati.
如果他们没有皈依，萨拉嘎提，
So, okay, so that was that point.
所以这就是马哈拉说的。
All right, so then the next thing, Maharaj went into this lila about the Brahmanas.
再
You
讲
remember
这个
this?
Brahmana，
You remember this part? Okay. Did they understand this part?
No.
No? Okay. All right, so I was glad he spoke it again because it made it clear for me.
他很高兴他在讲这些婆罗门的事情，才可以清楚一点。
Okay, he said, in this material world
在
we
这物质世
see
界里边，好像
that among all humans,
在这些人类里边，
the Brahmanas are considered superior.
婆罗门的是好像最高的。
Do they know what the Brahmanas
Brahman.
Brahmins means, like
Yeah.
the priestly class,
Yeah, Brahman 就是一些祭司咧，在印度来说
like a priestly,
Okay.
like
a
，the
priest.
good
Yeah.
generation.
yeah, it means
Yeah.
like there's 4 different
Yeah,
varnas.
they know,
They know.
they know,
Okay,
they
okay,
know.
okay. So the Brahmins are considered superior
Yeah.
among all humans,
Yeah, 在人类来说，好像是婆罗门是最高的
and they're known as the Bur Sura, the demigods of earth.
demigods
Of earth.
of earth。哦，他
Like the
they
Brahmins, they're
they-
considered like the demigods of earth.
哦，我哋好像是地球的笨成人一样，
So, and among the Brahmins,
在婆罗门中间
there are many gradations, levels.
，great nation，
Gradation means like levels.
然后有不同的等级吧，阶段、阶层啊，阶层。
So the Yagyak Brahmins are very superior.
而且做祭子的婆罗门是最高的，
They're performing Yagya.
他们做这个祭子，
And among hundreds and thousands of Yagyak Brahmins,
在这个一千的祭子里边，这些婆罗门里边，
the one person who knows Vedanta, he is superior.
如果他懂得这些维丹塔的经典，他是最高的。
Vedanta means the conclusion of all the Vedas,
就是维丹塔，就是所有经典的总结。
which
总结
the conclusion of all the Vedas is
所以所有维丹塔的总结是什么书呢？是什么呢？
Srimad Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavatam.
就是《宝教瓦堂》。
And among thousands of Vedantas,
所以从这1000个
people who know the Vedas, Vedanta.
从1000懂得这些维丹塔的，
the one who is a Krishna Bhakta, who is a devotee of Krishna, is superior.
如果他是 Krishna 的 Bhakta 奉献者，他是最高的。
Okay. So then Srila Maharaj again, he said that the work of the Lord is to glorify his devotees. This is his only work of Lord Krishna.
Krishna 的工
If he
作
has
是，
work, it's only this.
如果 Krishna 有一些工作的话，有些工作的话，他的工作就是去荣耀奉献者。
He said the only work of the Lord is to glorify his devotees.
Yeah, so hard.
Sweet. So then,
You doing?
No, we are not devotee, we are devotee. 我们
Indira. Indira.
2, 3, 4, 5,
No，阿迪沃米，阿迪沃体并就是非风仙节，阿就是不是的意思，
I like
他
her
不是
so
吃
much.
点一点点。
阿就是不是，
他不是啊，我们知道。底我底下来一点点。
不是阿就是不是，
啊
阿萨昆特，
有个阿萨克。B 萨克的。
B 萨昆特。
Okay. So then, when
So-
Krishna went out to graze cows with the Sakas,
Krishna 去跟那些没有同放牛的时候，
he told them no need to bring any food, just come with yourself.
他叫不要带食物来，只是你自己来就够了。
这么好的，快点去。
What'd she say?
我又啦，你笑什么？
我说快点去哦。
这是
我有带食物嘞，我去干嘛？
follow Krishna to take prasadam.
Oh.
Go go go.
He said no
这个
need, no need.
不要不要。
So, okay, so then, before this Maharaj went into this Leela, Madhav Prabhu said that he's going to make this point about how we have to give up all of our identities in order to attain the mercy of the Lord. So this is the point of this story. There are many points in this story, but that's one. So
OK，
we'll
这
hear.
个故事里边有很多点呢，但是总结 Mother Prabhu 不就是总结 the point is
The point is we have to give up all of our like identities. Like I'm a Brahmin, I'm a this, I'm a
就是总结就是我们不是走什么婆罗门啊，我们不是什么地位啊，
in order to attain the mercy of the
我们
Lord.
不是什么地位啊，
I have-
只是去
I have-
I can
去
relate that to it.
Yeah, you haven't said the Leela yet.
富人之间Mother Prabhu 不说了这个有一句说话，我们不是这个什
Yeah,
么
the-
地
the-
放弃所有地
sorry,
位，只
my
是跟
mind is
从
like,
Krishna
I'm just reading
皈
the
依
notes.
Krishna。
I'm not organizing. them.
After that's coming.
Yeah, it's
okay,
coming,
Okay.
it's coming
coming.
now.
Leela coming, right.
Leela's coming now. So, when Krishna went out to graze the cows, he
Oh,
didn't
no.
have any food.
当 Krishna 放牛的时候，他没有什么食物。
Meanwhile,
这个时候，
the Yogic Brahmins
自己的婆罗门就
were
Oh,
were performing yagya.
oh, that Leela then.
Yeah,
Ah.
they were
就
performing
举
yagya,
行祭祀。
and they hadn't taken food yet, also because they were doing this yagya.
They have food.
No, they had not. They had,
No food.
but they hadn't themselves. They hadn't taken. They were offering,
他们供奉这些食物
Fasting.
fasting, and they were gonna offer the food and then distribute. Then at the very end, the Brahmins take.
他们去供奉，然后去派发食物，然后婆罗门就最后荣耀了。
Yeah. So at that time,
那个时候，
while they were doing this yagya,
当他们做这个祭祀的时候，
the Sakas came
那些
there and they
没有
asked
同
for
来了，
food from the Brahmins.
他们想拿一些食物，问他们
Oh,，we're hungry. We're grazing cows. Please give us some food.
他们我是放牛的，我是现在很肚子饿啊，你给我一些食物啊。
But the Brahmins didn't pay any attention at all. They continued to do their
那些
fire
巴门都没有理睬他们，自己做这个祭祀。
Yes. So then, when the Sakas went to Krishna and
没有同就去 Krishna 哪里了？
asked for Krishna's help,
就只有 Krishna 帮他们。
Krishna said, "Oh, no worries. We should just go to the wives of these Brahmanas."
不要担心，我们
The
去他们
Brahmanis
的妻子那边，Brahmani
Yes.
Brahmani 那边。
And so immediately they all went there, and the Brahmanis were so happy to see the Sakas and to hear that Krishna wanted to be fed.
所以立志这些婆罗门的妻子就很高兴，立志就拥抱他们，为他们。
So they very quickly arranged so much prasad,
他们立志做了很多 prasadam，
and eagerly they went to have darshan of Krishna
他
and
们
give him
很
this prasad.
渴望去见 Krishna， 给他食物。
They knew that he is Krishna, the wives.
Yeah,
他们知道他是 Krishna 吗？
I guess so. Yeah, they knew. They knew.
对，应该他们应该知道。This is
But the wives knew.
It's the pastime.
But
Last-
so they arrived, they gave all the prasad to Krishna. Everyone was very happy.
所以呢，他们妻子给 prasadam 他们呢，他们很高兴。
And then Krishna told to the wives, you need to go return to your home.
他告诉这些妻子，你应该回家了。
But they told to Krishna, no, we cannot, because when we came here, our husbands told us, if you go, don't come back.
哦，他们这些婆罗门的告诉他们，如果你去，你就不要再回来了。
Lucky.
Yeah. And, but Krishna said, no, you should return. They will welcome you, don't worry.
他说你应该回去，你回去他们很高兴欢迎你们的。
So the Brahmanes, they went back to their homes.
所以 Brahmani 他们回去家里边，
And like Krishna said, they were not rejected by their husbands.
好像 Krishna 说他们没有给他们的婆罗门拒绝。
But when they returned, actually their husbands, the Brahmins, said, oh, fie on us, like, oh, shame on us, shame on us.
哦，他们就说了，那些婆罗门说，哦，很受愧，很受愧，很惭愧，很惭愧，我们很惭愧。
We are ashamed, we are ashamed.
对，我们很
We are.
惭愧。
They are lamenting.
Yes, like lamenting. Like,
Lamenting.
like, because they were lamenting, because they realized they had wasted their birth.
因为他们知道他们已经浪费他们的生命，
That even though they took birth in this Brahmin family,
因为他们投生于婆罗门家庭，
it was useless.
但是没有用处的。
And even though they took the second birth on this Om Samskar Diksha like initiation,
好，虽然他们也拿了第二次启迪，好像
Considered like a second
也
birth.
第二次出生，
They took.
yeah, this was also useless.
也是没有用，浪费的，没有用处。
And even they had a third birth that they're Yogic Brahmins, and this was also useless.
虽然他们拿了第三次的出生，就是那些祭祀，
Why?
但是都没有用处，
Because
浪
they
费
were
了，
unable to serve Krishna.
因为他们没有服务 Krishna。
So, because the Yogic Brahmins were unable to give up their identities as being Brahmins,
因为他们那些婆罗门没有放弃他们的婆罗门的地位，
that they were unable to attain the mercy of the Lord when he came there.
所以当他们来到这里的时候，他们就没有放弃他们地位的时候，他们就没有去服务主。
But what's even more is that even though the Brahmins could realize this at that moment they realized, oh, we've wasted our birth. Even though they could realize that,
虽然他们知道他们因为怎样浪费他们的生命，
still afterwards they were unable to perform Krishna Bhakti.
之后他们也都不可以去做这个 Krishna 的 Bhakti。
After lamenting.
Even after lamenting and
Krishna
realizing
didn't give up.
why.
为什
Yeah,
么呢？
why?
Because they had no association of Krishna's devotees.
因为他们没有跟 Krishna 的
Which
奉
doesn't make
献
sense
者
because they're
联谊。
Brahmins' wives are devotees. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, it said that's what they said. But
哇，
but they didn't have so much sadhu sangha.
因为他们没有圣人联谊。
So the root cause of Krishna Bhakti is association of sadhus.
Good cause.
The root
Root.
cause of Krishna Bhakti is association of sadhus.
The root cause of Krishna Bhakti。你 Krishna 的奉爱的根啊，根嘛，根係咪？根啊，根啊，國語是根啊，國語怎麼樣說？
根呢？
奉愛的根啊。哦。OK， 奉愛的根就是跟聖人。The root of the Bhakti is
root cause of Krishna Bhakti is sadhu sangha
哦，
and
奉愛
association
奉
of
愛的
sadhu.
根就是聖人聯誼。
And which kind of a sadhu?
哪一種沙度呢？什麼是哪一種聖人呢？
It doesn't have to be a devotee wearing a red cloth.
不一定是那些穿紅衣服的奉獻者，
It can be, but it doesn't have to be.
也可以，但不一定要是那些穿袍的紅袍的奉獻者。
So the Brahmanes had become devotees because of they had those wives of the Brahmins. They had become devotees of Krishna because they had had sadhu sangha.
因為這些 Brahmani 能夠見到主，因為他們有聖人聯誼。How they sadhu sangha because they see Krishna?
Well, this is the next question. So what kind of sadhu sangha they had?
那些巴门尼他们有什么的僧人人仪呢？
They didn't have like a red dress,
他们没有红的衣服啊。
but they had the sadhu who was a lady gardener. She was maintained a garden.
哦，他们有跟一个
Yeah. And she used to collect flowers
花园里边的
for Krishna from the
花园里
forest
边那个女士人仪，
Yep.
那些收集
and
花
offer
的
them
给
with so much
Krishna
love
的
to Krishna.
那个花园的一个女的，
Just a
人
simple
仪
lady.
一个很简
A
单的
simple lady, a
女
garden.
的，
She was a
对，
gardener.
每天采花给 Krishna 的，
But her heart was very pure.
但是她的心很纯粹，
And she had so much love
有
for
很
the
多
Lord.
对主的爱，
Therefore, she was a sadhu.
So you-
Therefore, she was a
所
sadhu.
以她就是圣人了。
So, and by hearing the Harikatha from the lips of this lady gardener, those wives of the Brahmanas, they developed bhakti in their own heart.
从他那里听他的
They heard
他
Harikatha.
他们就有这个 bhakti 在他们的心里边。
So actually, this lady gardener was superior to many of the red-dressed sadhus
所以这
who
个
didn't have such love.
女的采花园的人就比那些神亚士更高。
这个采花女，
So in reality, what she
所
said.
以
上海知道吗？
so
We
Okay,
have
no problem.
we are
association.
association.
Yes, there is a sadhu among us.
有母爱相在分
We
开。
are very fortunate.
yeah，我们很幸运。
我个采花女在。
I was lower. I was lower.
Nay.
Avajna.
Okay, so in reality,
所以在真实来说，实相嚟講，真實來說，
you got the reality word? Okay, in reality, this lady gardener is a sadhu,
這個女的園丁是沙杜，
but she herself doesn't identify as any sadhu or with any external designation.
她外在裏邊都沒有覺得自己是個沙杜。
And then Srila Maharaj, he said, by reading and translating so many things, we think and thinking this will benefit the whole world,
我們以為我們翻譯，我們看念書就可以對這個世界很有幫助。
we should really have this desire that we must actually do our own bhajan, our own auspiciousness first, then think about others.
我們首先要做自己的領受，自己的巴掌，對自己的有利的事情，然後去想其他人。
Then he said that when a person is absorbed in material life and comes in contact with, maybe I'll wait for a minute.
Oh, sorry.
Chitra. That's funny.
You're in the games.
Huh?
It's better actually. Come back. Please. This is
You're in the games.
very good.
你了。
Okay, so when a...
Wait.
She's question.
可是
Yeah,
问题
Krishna.
刚才讲到一句话，就说我们先做自己的巴掌，然后才去想其他人。想再听一遍。
Oh, so you want to understand more how we do our bhajan first and then to help the others.
Write down the question.
Yes, you
Yeah,
want to hear
that's a
more
good question for
about it.
Maharaj. That's a very good question for Maharaj. We should write it down.
哦，他们说我们一个好的问题，我们可以写下来。
哦，写下来，今天晚上可以问。
对
What is
来，快点写一个。
how you
写
this
下来。
point is
我们写他不懂的问题。
，okay. Maybe after class we can write
I
the
was just
questions
telling the
to.
same thing.
因为讲到了一个是传教啊什么
Another
的，
aspect. How you will be successful.
Oh, this is the...
At today's I'm reading.
Can I after?
哎，那时候那个南打在的时候没有讲嘛，就是把我们听到的。
So from here then to Shamra. Then I can ask for Shamra.
没讲啊。
Maybe you can help us to write these questions to
Yeah.
give Mother Prayer Babu.
他
Okay.
说给
This
Sure.
morning
有
also
四个
Mother Prayer
四
Babu
个
is
嘛，一
Yeah,
什
say
么
that
什么，里
we
面
want
其
to
中就
ask
讲到一个
Maharaj.
传调
He say
那
just
天
write down
那
and
个
give
水
in the
走的时候
class.
那
Maybe
他
if
他
he
不
like,
讲
he
的时候
Before the class.
Mother Prayer Babu
Yes,
say
if he likes the question, he will
走的时
answer
候
in
我们
class.
要做什么样的
Bhajan.
鼓
How
励
you
劝
do
你问问
bhajan
题了
first
以后，
and then
他
help
回答
others.
回来
Yes,
What is
他说
point
我们
of
不一
this
样，
question?
每
I
个人
can't.
给深
you
思
want to
啊
know
that
more about
question.
就是
this.
问了
So you want me to write it down? I'll write it down, and then I give to my group.
For
Okay.
everyone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
That
means
But I can't understand her question because what was the point
She,
of the
no,
question?
she is want to know more about this.
No, about what?
How to do the bhajan and then
Yeah, that is question. You should ask how to do bhajan or what's the meaning of this sentence. Or,
你想知道
yeah, what is
更加
the
多，因为你有这个问
Just
题。
ask her what is her question. Very simple.
因为本身现在就在我们家，就经常会有一些小范围的联谊，
Because in her homes,
所
she
以
have
我
the
这样的话，我
devotees
就没必
association.
要去
She's in East
管
Kwan,
这些事
many devotee come to her house for association. So she want to know what to do because they say more bhajan and then to help others.
带肯定带的。
So what she want to know more and then how to serve.
Okay, so we
Just like preaching, you know. Yeah, we think that we need to do preaching first, you know.
我能说什么
But it's
肯定
not.
带的，我只是介绍这
so
里
the
的情
question
况，你
is
们
more
自己再
like
选择。
we want to know more about
反正你告诉他了，他有一
If
个
we
缘
do
分
the-
来你就
但是
来了。
他会每个星期都会去
How we
哪
do
里
the
吧
saver?
你可以
Or how we do the saver? We do the bhajan
So-
first or saver first? Something like
那
that.
当然
Okay.
这是肯定
Yeah, we
的
want to know more.
叫他
Okay.
要点正念，叫我跟他正念。
照念就得了，你不讲你自己的
Serve
观点
first or bhajan
就不
first?
是你
Something
的
like
But
that.
Maharaj said bhajan first.
Yeah,
For no, for preaching.
yeah,
For preaching,
yeah.
to do preach, real help, we have to do
按照
bhajan
你的
first.
思维去理解，
Then help
去理
others.
解了边位，懂吗？
So that means bhajan, stop preaching first. Stop preaching and then bhajan first.
这可以。
After bhajan good, then preach.
是啊
Is it like this? Stop preaching first. Is it stop because it's like this?
那我们现在是
So I wrote this. We are hearing that we must first do bhajan before we can help others.
Yeah.
我知
Does
道
it mean
How does this affect our service in like what does this like how do we do bhajan and also and serve?
Yeah.
But maybe she
Preaching,
also
what's
learned
this
that preach,
So
help
really-
others.
Yeah.
他
That
他
is
讲
hard,
的
like
他就是每一个人看
process.
见都要你，
But now
因为
he's
这
telling
个
Different.
you should, yeah, that's why she has some confusion,
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah.
这个是
I want to be that clear, that part, because I can't understand. But she said now she's helping, you know, like helping others.
Right.
Coming in her room. But now I should stop or what to do?
他懂得，
Also,
他
like,
说如果
if I-
说两句
I
他不
don't
理
do
的话，他
bhajan,
就
we
走开
shouldn't
了。
do this preaching, or
So if we
然后
don't if
他
we
再
haven't
继续
developed our
继续说他
bhajan,
唱了一句
we
上
shouldn't
So
do the
much.
preaching. Yeah.
should we
他不
stop
唱
our
他不
preaching?
给。
Yes,
This
something
we
like
need,
that.
you
Yeah.
need to ask
因为我
her.
亲眼看
妈妈
见。
是不是
Clearly,
是不是我们现在就是如果我们能根据马哈拉所说，是不是要首先停止我们的传教，先做好我们领受。
哦，对，我是这么问的，
对对
也是这个意
This.
思。
So if we haven't developed our
Yeah,
bhajan
that
so
is
much,
clearly
should we stop our preaching
yeah,
service?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
That, I think
Yeah.
many people have this question.
yeah, yes,
Ah,
yes,
of our Sangha.
yes, yes, that's right. Yes, this is. I think
That's the point.
whole word could, the word
Whole of my Sangha has this question.
not this Sangha. I think the whole word same.
Yeah.
Yeah, because whole word.
因为他们也是有些修了，也时间长了，
But-
也是觉得没有办法往前走，他们也很痛苦。然后呢，我在外面到处跑，他们就跑开了。
Okay, because they also have no sadhu sangha, also not satisfied.
Babaji spoke same.
So
Okay.
finding,
Same.
I can write that even. I can say because in some places where we are living, we have we don't have so much sadhu sangha, therefore we hold programs
yeah,
because in some places where we are living, we don't have so much sadhusanga,
他们来，我只是重复我听到的，告诉他们，
and
然后他们
therefore
都感动的哭了，
we
他
host
感动的哭
we
了，
host
哇我听到
programs.
的，
Indira Didi,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we host, so in some places where we are living, we
这
don't
这
have
是肯定的，
so much sadhusanga, and therefore we host programs so that we and others may benefit.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I read one that point?
Yeah.
It's really important. Babuji helping us.
Babuji-
But it's a little bit another aspect.
Yeah.
But he's not against what Maharaj is telling.
Yes.
But he has another aspect about this.
Yes, please
Okay.
share, please.
This is very important.
这里有巴布基有一些
2 days ago he was speaking
2天前巴布基说的这些事情。
If you just take your mala and books and chant and read in your room, this is not Guru Seva.
他说，如果我们只是拿我们的念珠跟一些书去唱诵，或者是看，在我们房里边看，
Some
这不
people
是 Guru Seva。
Some people quote scripture saying, Jivana sartaka korikoro para upakar. First make your life successful. Same Maharaj telling. First make your life successful and then help others.
意思就是说，
First make your life
首
successful.
先就是令你的生命成功，然后才去帮助其他人。
But how will you make your life successful?
但是怎么样令我们的生命成功呢？
And have realization.
但是
Have realization.
How will you make your life
怎么样
successful?
有這
And
個
have
覺悟呢？覺悟係咪？覺悟。
If you do not serve others,
如果我沒有服務其他人，
and okay,
yeah,
and follow this rule. If you do not serve others and follow this rule,
沒有服務其他人，可跟從這些教訓，
in this rule, how make your
Yeah.
life successful.
怎麼樣幫助成功生活？
How will God bless you?
那麼主怎麼樣祝福你呢？
And how will Gurudev bless you?
那麼高你怎麼樣祝福你呢？
How can you make your life successful
你怎麼樣令你的生命成功呢？
if you do not help others?
如果你不幫助其他人的時候，
One other thing,
That's
yeah, this is
really, you know.
one other thing I want to say because
Another
it's
aspect.
important we remember.
這個意思是 What's the
他这
meaning?
个也是
Read
矛
the
盾的
meaning.
吧？
Huh?
The meaning is clear.
讲话也是
No?
矛盾的。
Please, what more?
No
than
need
this?
translation.
他首
the
先让
meaning.
你觉悟的，然后才去帮助别人，但是你也没有帮助别人，你不能觉悟。
This is a very two-way saying, you know. This, if
他
you
本身
have
的讲话是矛
realization,
盾
you
的
not。help another.
No,
Yeah,
indeed.
so I just explain this.
First,
首先，
那他讲的首先要觉悟嘛。
same like Maharaj said, yourself,
首先，
about yourself,
首先要幫助你自己，
your life successful.
对啊。
要你幫助你自己
Hare
Do
成功
bhajan, no? First,
Do-
like Maharaj say, what telling? Do
I'm
bhajan.
okay. I'm just in the
去做
middle
這
of
個
this
發
like,
展靈
meeting
修，
First yourself,
and
你要
today
自
with
己
the
做這
Chinese
個靈
devotees.
修，對，
and then after help others.
然後才幫助其他人，
Clear?
明白嗎？OK，
明白。
Oh,
There.
come. No,
But,
come
但
over.
是
Babaji telling,
他不接受。
how
Okay? I'm,
will you make your life success?
with
但是我们怎麼樣
Means？how you do bhajan.
I cannot leave.
但是 OK，this is
To do
the
bhajan.
OK，this is the answer. This is Babuji say.
Oh.
To
So-
do bhajan.
Okay.
我們
Now,
怎麼
Babaji
樣
not telling bhajan.
？Yeah，
Huh?
但是我們怎麼樣去
I don't even
令我們
know. Actually,
生命成功呢？
Mukunda?
如果我們不幫助其他
I
人，
didn't get
這
a
是
chance
Babuji
to
說
look
的。
up the cost of the
这个就是矛盾的吧？我们现在自己要帮助自己，自己觉悟了才能帮助别人，然后我们没有帮助别人，我们又不能觉悟，
對呀、
那如何才能觉悟？
That point is,
The-
do bhajan because we have no
怎么做
sanskar.
发家？他不是讲不能做吗？
OK，那個問
没有做佛怎么做发
這
家？
Babuji 說就是我們去
I know Babuji always telling this. I know
Yeah,
what is
yeah,
point of
yeah.
this. Because Babuji was before, he said, I cannot chant.
以前我
I
不是说
cannot do
我
bhajan
们我们不可以做零
So
售，我
I
们
will
不可以
do
唱诵，
seva.
对，
所以
I
我
will
们只要去
do-
服务，
I will, okay.
一样，
I will serve others.
我会服务其他
By
人。
this mercy,
这个的仁
by
慈，
mercy, I can one day I will be able to do
不
bhajan.
是讲不能去先觉悟，
这
能帮别人。
这个仁慈从这个仁慈 security，我就去可以做这个八转零售。
Then possible to do bhajan.
对，
Yeah.
那只是一个属会，但是他讲这个点矛盾。
In this way, we go book distribution,
所以他们就去派书啊，
sankirtan,
三 K 堂
like preaching, but it's not real helping. But
没有
Maharaj's
帮助
point is
但是马哈拉
to
说
do real help.
要去做一个真正的帮助。
This devotee Mukunda,